So what we need to do today is review valence and ions and how to find them from the periodic table. So I'm going to give you guys this worksheet here. It says practice number 2. We'll fill out the first row together, and then when we're done, I'm going to have you guys fill out the rest of the sheet for review tomorrow. So the first thing that we need is to get, okay, so the group on the periodic table, if you remember from the periodic table over here, you've got your group numbers right across the top. So this is 1, 2, and then we skip the transition metals. We don't need to worry about those right now. Those will come later. And then we keep numbering 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So the group number just comes from the column. So potassium is K. So you can see for potassium, it's going to be in group 1 right here. All right, that's the element that we're looking at. So it's in group 1. The dividing line for the periodic table is the zigzag line that runs right over here. It runs somewhere right through here. So anything on the left are going to be your metals, and to the right will be your nonmetals. Since potassium is in group 1, it is going to be a metal. Now, the number of valence electrons is always equal to the group number. So this is the same as the group number. So this will have 1 valence electron. Now, to find the ion that will likely form, we have to figure out where the nearest noble gas is. So potassium is over here on number 19. So the nearest noble gas is going to be either all the way over here in the same row, which is krypton, that's 36, so that's a good 17 away, or argon, which is 1 away. So what we're going to do is we're going to focus on argon. Since it's only 1 away, it's going to be pretty easy for potassium to get there. So for potassium, which is number 19, to get to number 18, it has to lose an electron. So over here, it's going to lose 1 electron. And when it loses an electron, it's a positive 1. Try to remember that it's a positive thing to give things away. So when an electron is given away, the atom sort of does a positive thing for itself. It's not the same as a mathematical operator. All right, now this question right here, total electrons in the atom, refers to what it started with. So let's go back to potassium. It started with 19 electrons. That's the same as the atomic number. In the atom, those two are the same. But in the ion, it's changed because when it lost this 1 electron, it dropped down to 18. And we knew that because it ended up the same as the argon right here. All right. So the noble gas that the ion becomes isoelectronic with will be argon. Right. So you guys are going to do the same thing for the other ones. The only thing is, why don't we go over one really quick? Non-metal. So let's look at nitrogen. Nitrogen is number N, or letter N, sorry. It can be found right here on the periodic table. Let's make this in blue. Whoops. Nitrogen, right there is going to be blue. So nitrogen will have, is in group 5. It is a non-metal because it's to the right of the zigzag line. The valence electrons is the same as the group. And now we're going to find the ion. We have to focus on that noble gas again. So for nitrogen, it's pretty obvious. It's going to fill up the row it has, and it's going to go for neon, which is 10. So to go between 7 and 10, it has to gain 3 electrons, but it doesn't gain them by itself. It has to take them from someone. So taking we always consider as a negative thing, so it forms a negative free charge. Now, nitrogen started with 7 total, based on the atomic number right here, and then it ends up going to 10 total, and it's the same now as neon. All right? So that's what you need to do for this particular side of the worksheet. Let's scroll down to the bottom. This is where we're going to work on our electron dot diagrams. So if you remember, potassium is in group 1, so it has 1 valence electron. We're going to label that valence electron as a dot. Now, when it becomes a positive 1, it loses 1 electron. So this dot goes away. This dot essentially goes away to become the K plus right here. All right. Bromine is the opposite side. Bromine's in group 7. So it starts with 7 valence electrons. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dots. And this time it's going to gain 1 electron. So when it gains 1 electron, it is essentially picking up this other dot right here. All right, so now it's becoming a total of 8. And remember, every time you do an ion, you're going to have brackets, and then you're going to indicate the same charge that you did to indicate what charge it was for. All right, that's it.